Next year, the Master Switch, the website that I run, the channel that you're watching, we're getting our very own dedicated office/testing room, which is fantastic. It means we're going to be able to review more and bigger setups. We're going to be able to review 7.1 setups. We're going to be able to review height speakers for 9.2 and 11.2 setups. We're going to be able to review more subwoofers, which really makes me happy. So next year, expect a torrent of gear coming your way. More importantly, it's going to save my marriage. Up until now, I've been testing all the gear that the Master Switch gets in my apartment. Not ideal, but we have to make do because we are an indie website with a low budget. And my wife shares the living space, and occasionally she's been less than wild about having big things like big SVS subwoofers or massive floor standing speakers in the apartment with us. And no argument that I make about, hey, this is great sound and you're really going to love it, really holds much sway there. I've been saved so far because a lot of the speakers that I get, they kind of recede into the background. The design is meant to sort of fade away, just your eyes meant to pass over them. Not going to happen with these. It's the MarkAudio-SOTA Cesti T floor standing speakers, $3.5 for the pair. My wife is less enamored with them, but I haven't been able to keep my eyes off them. Look at the bloody things. If you buy these in any color other than candy apple red, then you should be ashamed of yourself. They are absolutely gorgeous. I'm not kidding when I say I couldn't keep my eyes off them. You know, I just kind of find my eyes drawn to them like a kind of magnetism whenever I was sitting in front of the TV, which, I mean, I appreciate the design, but it did make watching Stranger Things a little bit challenging. Anyway, color, fantastic. Design, really, really good. For a pair of floor standing speakers, these are just gorgeous. It's not just the rounded edges, it's the fact that the drivers are actually not set flush with the front of the speaker. They're recessed slightly, and what I've come to think of is, I call them pools because they remind me of ripples in a pond. A kind of little circular indentation that's actually offset a little. And if the left and right speakers are placed correctly, they actually help direct the sound into the sweet spot. So it's a nice example of design not only looking really good, but actually having a function as well. Now, contrary to what you might be seeing here, this isn't a 2 mid-range and a tweeter setup. These are in fact 3 full-range drivers. It's quite an interesting approach from MarkAudio-SOTA, and for the most part, really enjoyed it. The good bits first. I thought with music, these crushed it. I tried them out in a home theater setup and in a stereo amp setup with a Rotel amp. And with the Rotel amp, I was absolutely blown away. I thought they took a little bit of tuning in terms of positioning to really get the sweet spot exactly where I wanted it. You have to kind of be quite careful with the toe in, but I really thought they did a good job. Unbelievable detail. Really, really mind-blowing clarity, and such warmth as well. Great warmth in the mids. What these things do to vocals is just, it was so cool, man. I had such fun with these. One of the problems I did have with them is that you really need a subwoofer to get the best out of them. They've got a couple of bass ports, one here and one around the back, but I just felt that the low end was a touch lacking in ways that other floor-standing speakers haven't had a problem with. Once I paired it with a subwoofer, I got a nice Focal sub knocking around. Once I paired it with that, problem solved, and it really filled out the low end. But I did think you do need a sub to get the best out of these. Home theater, I was less enamored with them. I don't know why. I couldn't put my finger on it. They were so good with music. They were so wonderfully musical. And then the second I paired them with just a basic 5.1 setup, I had them as the front speakers in a Focal 5.1 setup. The second I did that, I don't know, I just felt something was lost along the way. And no matter how I played with them or the settings I had, it just didn't quite reach the heights of the music that music did. They were still very, very good. These are excellent speakers. Highly recommend them. But I recommend them more for music than I do for home theater application. I think that they really, really shine in a hi-fi setup. And of course, they are the best looking speakers out there. Seriously, they are bloody gorgeous. The MarkAudio-SOTA Cesti T, full thoughts in the description. Don't forget to subscribe.